Carlos Ramirez, owner of NVS Audio in Roselle, New Jersey. So we got the bike done. The bike sounds phenomenal. There's a couple of things that make me really upset about this build. The client bought Hertz speakers, which have a 3-year warranty. And after the shop installed them and the speakers blew up, they made him purchase another set, which wasn't fair. They gave him one of the 2 speakers back. We were able to warranty the speakers for him. He didn't even buy the speakers from me. But we called Hertz. They ran the serial numbers, saw they were purchased through an authorized dealer, and they honored the warranty. It's not fair to treat a client this way. It was product that you sold him. It was product that you installed. It was product that you tuned. And when the product failed, you made him pay again, and you took his speakers and didn't credit him for it. That wasn't fair. Then you take out a 4-ohm set of speakers, replace it with an 8-ohm set of speakers so the amp does half power. And then on top of that, the amplifier that you installed was a 2-ohm amplifier, so it does half power again. There was no chance of these speakers creating any kind of bass at all. It's not fair what you did to the client. And then you're losing a quality client because we were going back and forth. He dropped it off. I gave him a price to make it right. He didn't argue. Let me do my thing. So his speakers blew, running on a 2-ohm 800.4. We sold him and installed the same speakers, the Hertz, and put them on a 1600.1. The bike has a tremendous amount of bass, signals clean, unclipped, and there's no issues. This is what the gentleman wanted from the beginning. We also moved all the amplifiers to the fairing, so now he can take his tour pack off. His saddlebags are now removable. The previous shop put the connectors under the seat, so you couldn't remove the saddlebag without taking off the seat. Our connectors are low on the bottom. He could take one bag off if he wants, the other bag off. Never has to remove his seat. The client was super happy, and this is all that he asked for from the beginning. We made the bike sound tremendous. We didn't sell him any speakers. We kept the same fairing speakers, same speakers in the lowers, same speakers in the lids. We just redid the wiring, moved the amplifiers to the front. We kept his 1200.4. We removed the 804 and did a 1601, did a Lex rack to give us plenty of room in the front. And then we switched his DSP to go to a smaller DSP. That way we have more room in the fairing. So we kept 80% of his equipment and make the bike sound the way he wanted to sound from day one. So I guess I have a client for life now just because I treated him right. And I gave him all his warranty in writing. So through us, he has 3-year warranty on all the speakers, all the amplifiers, DSP, and lifetime warranty on the install. So he knows with us, he's going to be taken care of. He's not going to get screwed again. So check out how this bike sounds. This came out really good. Carlos Ramirez, owner of NVS Audio in Roselle, New Jersey. We got this Road Glide up from Maryland. The client and I have been talking back and forth for months, and then I finally came up last week so we could talk and discuss some of the issues he was having. And then he came this week and dropped it off. There's quite a few things about this build that make me upset. So we're going to start in the fairing. So the bike's got an aftermarket radio. They installed the DSP, and they couldn't figure out how to get rid of the noise, so they installed a noise filter. So this is a Band-Aid. Instead of figuring out how to get good signal with low signal to noise ratio, they just threw a noise filter in because it was easier. These things filter out a lot of the upper frequencies, so your tweeters do not sound as good as they should. Plus, it's very rare cases where you would need to use this. What they should have done is just gone high level into the Dayton DSP. It would have resolved all the issues. And the colors on the Dayton DSP plug match the colors on the Sony radio plug. So just by going speaker level in, you quadruple the input voltage going into the DSP, and it lowers your signal to noise ratio, and you don't have to do this. But that's one thing. It's kind of sloppy in here. They cut his headlight tabs, and there was no need to do that because that's only in 800.4 that's in there. So he's got all good speakers. He's got the DB Drive motos in the top. He's got some Diamond Audios in the bottom. They put an 800.4 in the tour pack. They use some really thin speaker wires. And both these amps could have fit in the fairing. There was no need to take up his tour pack space. The part that is the worst is he had some Hertz 200Ls in the bags. Somehow the woofers got blown. He went back to the shop. Instead of warrantying the woofers, they sold him another set of woofers. I gave the shop the benefit of the doubt and assumed that they used the right amplifier to run these mid-bass drivers. I shouldn't have assumed. It's even worse. So when I said that the woofers are getting 400 watts and the new woofer is getting 200 watts, it's actually worse than that. The Hertz, we're getting 200 watts, and the Bemas are actually getting 100 watts. This is an 800.4 2-ohm. Definitely the wrong amp. Even though they have it bridged, the 2-ohm amplifier wants to see a 2-ohm load on a bridge channel. The Hertz would provide a 4-ohm load. The Bema would provide an 8-ohm load. So the amplifier would do full power with a 2-ohm load on each bridge channel would do 400 watts. Since they were only given a 4-ohm load originally, it cuts that in half to 200 watts. And then once the woofers blew, they went to an 8-ohm woofer. So that's 100 watts apiece. That explains why the bike sounds so terrible and has no bass. Check this out. Bridge, 2 ohm, says it right there. And you can see that the amp is bridged. We haven't touched it yet. We haven't taken the install apart yet. But that is why he was getting absolutely no output. That's just not right. Feeling kind of blue. Got a pocket full of money and a big bag of reefer. I'ma swing through my neighborhood, yeah. It's the Harley. There's a place where the day plays. Every night the day knows that you wanna hurry girl. You can see who you used to spend my nights out in the ballroom. Liquor was the only love I'd known. But you rescued me from reaching for the bottom and brought me back, being too far gone. Your restless when I had you, I dreamt
won't bite unless you like it. Hertz on the watch, that's Hertz. Girls pull up in the parking lot, that's Hertz. Building up new lot, that's taking over spots and blocks, that's Hertz. 100 Hertz on the watch, that's Hertz. Girls pull up in the parking lot, that's Hertz. Building up new lot, that's taking over spots.
Carlos Ramirez, owner of NVS Audio in Roselle, New Jersey. John took the trip up from Maryland to get a wiring rescue done on his bike. It's a shame because he had all the right equipment, just wasn't installed properly. So without selling him any speakers, we got double the output, way more clarity, and 10 times more bass. Are you completely happy?
Very much so. If you don't come here to Carlos Ramirez at NVS Audio, you're cutting yourself short.
Thank you, sir.